Hello again. In this video, I will explain a little bit more about the homework. So for this homework, you can work in groups, 2 or 3, it's okay. Or if you want to do it individually, it's fine too. Because it might take some time to do this research. You need to investigate some things. So the first thing that I will ask you is to choose 2 public companies. There can be American, European, Mexican, whatever. It's okay. But I think if there are public companies, it's easier to find information. Then after that, you should find this environmental information. Maybe it's a annual report, or I don't know, something like that. And in a couple of paragraphs, I will ask you to summarize that information. So probably one paragraph for one firm, another paragraph for another firm. So what are the most important positive things? What about the negative things? Is there a plan for the future? Can you summarize their strategy in terms of environmental issues? So that's basically point number 2. And in point number 3, I will ask you to make a comparison between both firms. And the first question that I'm going to ask, is it possible to make an objective comparison? Yes or no, and why? Is it possible? No, why not? If it is yes, why is it? And from that comparison, even if you can't make it, give it a try. Do your best to make a comparison. Even if it's too difficult to make the comparison, give it a try. According to you, which firm will be performing better in terms of environmental issues and why, right? Then after that, what makes it easier or difficult to compare between these 2 firms? So that's another question that you should be answering in your report. And finally, this is more a thing that you should think about. You can also use the videos from last class, from our guest, or maybe what I just, or maybe from my last video. You can also take a look at some of the reports that I have uploaded on Canvas. But what are the conclusions from comparing environmental information between companies? So could you see the KPIs that we have been talking about? Could you find the carbon emissions or the carbon footprint indicator? Could you see it? Could you see could you compare it between the 2 firms? Also, is there a framework that they are using? Because we have learned a lot of different frameworks in here, at least 2. But is there a framework? Is there an environmental management system put in place? And finally, and this is also very interesting, what would you suggest to improve this issue? Because every time I read your activities or homework, I get a sense of that, and you have told me that in class, and I got that from the last session that we have with this guest. What's missing in there? How can you improve this? Because I think there are a lot of things that we can do or that can be done. So in here, it's up to you. So and finally, don't forget to write your references. So I think you shouldn't answer like if this is a questionnaire or anything like that. Write it like a paper. Write it like an essay. So it's free, up to you. You can. I don't have really like a minimum or a maximum. It's up to you. How do you want to write this? I think like maybe to answer to this point, you need 3 or 4 paragraphs. In here, maybe 2 or 3, and in here again, maybe 2 or 3. But it's up to you. Just try to explain all the ideas clearly, and make it a very critical paper. Try to be critical about the issues that are happening. Try to be critical about the information that you are reading, and suggest things that are radical, right? So I think that will be the homework for this week. Remember, since it's homework, you don't have to upload it today during the class. You can upload it next week before the class. So take your time. Again, you can work in teams, because I know it might take some time to find all of this information. But and let me know also if you have any questions. Okay. Let's see.